Okay, a couple things before this video. The last time I did one of these videos was about Eric Sogard, and it was my favorite video, I think, on the channel. It was just perfect for me. It was about a topic that I really loved, so I decided, hey, why not make another one? Except this time it's not about baseball, or football, or basketball, or any sport. No, this is The Legend of Dave. Let me explain. Now, your first thought, of course, is, who is Dave? And that question requires a little bit of backstory. And by a little bit, I mean only like 30 years of backstory. So let's get right into this. And last video, I forgot to put my intro in, so I'm not doing that this time. Here we go! This all starts in 1964, when Merv Griffin thinks, hey, I should make a game show that features a quiz competition in which contestants are presented with general knowledge clues in the form of answers and must rephrase their responses in the form of questions. Every question has a dollar amount, and if they get it right, they get the amount of dollars, and if they get it wrong, they lose that amount of dollars. Whoever has the most amount of dollars in the end wins. That show is called Jeopardy. It debuted on March 30th of that year on NBC and aired until January 3rd in 1975. And then it was done. Great video. Woo! Nope. Then a weekly nighttime syndicated edition aired from September of 1974 to September of 1975. There's it. Woo! End of video. Nope. And then in 1978, there was a revival, the all-new Jeopardy, which ran on NBC from October 1978 to March 1979, and then it was finally put to rest. That is the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye. Apparently, there was more to this Wikipedia article I'm reading, so never mind. Then on September 10th, 1984, it premiered by Sony Pictures Television, and it has been going strong ever since, and it's great. But how does this pertain to Dave? Well, that's still gonna need a little more analysis into the rules. So, like I said earlier, there are 6 topics, and then there are 5 set dollar amounts. In the first round, it's 200, 400, 600, 800, and 1,000, and in the second round, it is doubled. If you answer the question right, you gain that amount of money that the question is worth, and if you answer it wrong, you lose the amount of question that it is worth. Currently, it is being hosted by Alex Trebek, and it has been for a while. And then in the third round, though, there is the final Jeopardy, where there will be one final topic, one question, and then you can bet however much amount of money you want. And if you get it right, you make that amount of money, and if you get that wrong, you lose that amount of money. If you have the most money in the end, well, you've won, and you get to come back tomorrow and play again until you eventually lose. There's a little history in the amount of money people have won, too. The earliest known person to dominate a couple times was Jerry Frankel, who won 5 times in a row and won $32,650. He also became that version's winner of the first ever Tournament of Champions, which he earned the $100,000 grand prize by defeating Bruce Fallman and Steve Rogers in the 2-game final. It was a great moment, and that was the first man who actually won a decent amount of money. The next great winner, his name was Chuck Forrest, and he won a then record $72,800 by winning 5 games in a row. And he qualified for the 1986 Tournament of Champions, which he won, earning another $100,000. Forrest later played on the Super Jeopardy Tournament, the $1 Million Masters Tournament, the Ultimate Tournament of Champions, and the Battle of the Decades Tournament. He was one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Jeopardy players in history, and he is still remembered by contestants to this day. Then Bob Verini came along, and he was a 5-time champion in 1987 and won the 1987 Tournament of Champions. He was then runner-up in Super Jeopardy and finished 3rd in the $1 Million Masters. Prior to Ken Jennings, Verini held the record for most matches appeared in, and Verini's career earnings on Jeopardy and Super Jeopardy are $276,802. He was also a very good player. Then came Bob Blake, who appeared on Jeopardy in September of 1989 and won 5 games in a row. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but until 2003, contestants couldn't play after 5 appearances, and broke Chuck Force's then 5-day record with $82,501. Because Bob's winnings were higher than the then limit of $75,000, $7,500 of his winnings were donated to his selected charity. He also competed in Super Jeopardy, and he was a semifinalist. He was another great. And then we got a new record holder, Frank Spangenberg. He won 5 cumulative winning record and became the first person to win more than $100,000 in 5 days on the show. He has been called one of the veritable legends of the show. He was also the first to exceed $30,000 in a single day. He was great, and he won $102,597 in 5 days. Spagenberg was only able to keep $75,000 of his total winnings, so he donated the remaining $27,597 to the Gift of Love Hospice. His record of $102,597 record stands as the all-time net 5-day record because of 2001 rule changes regarding clue values. Then there are a couple other big money winners, but nobody quite as big as him. And then Brad Rutter comes along, and he is currently the biggest all-time money winner on Jeopardy, and briefly held the record for biggest cumulative game show winnings for any U.S. game show contestant. Rutter retained the record for Jeopardy winnings with either $4,255,102 or $4,270,102 and a pair of Chevrolet Camaros. Rutter became a 5-day undefeated champion on Jeopardy in 2000 with $55,000. He subsequently won an unprecedented 4 Jeopardy tournament titles: the 2001 Tournament of Champions, the 2002 $1 Million Masters Tournament, the 2005 Ultimate Tournament of Champions, and the 2014 Battle of the Decades. In 20 games against humans only, Rutter has never lost an official Jeopardy match, though he was defeated in an exhibition match by the Watson supercomputer and Ken Jennings. Then there was Ken Jennings, and he wasn't really that good, okay? So he appeared on June 2nd, 2004, and that was after the 5-game limit was removed, so you could just keep playing and playing and playing. So then he continued to win and broke the winnings record set by Tom Walsh, who had won $186,900 in 8 games earlier in 2004. And he just kept winning, and eventually set a record of 74 wins before he was defeated by somebody not important. Jennings' total winnings from the program amount to $3,220,700. Then there were a few 20s, a 10, a lot of 5s, and that was about it for big moments in history. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, Dave probably went on some 100-win streak, and that's the reason I'm talking about him. Not so much. But, unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave this video here. I need some more resources, including the actual videos of Dave doing his thing, and I can't get that. So, the part 2 is going to be uploaded sometime in the future. Happy 2019 if this comes out then, but I can't. I need some more time, and there will probably be some different videos before part 2 comes out. But until then, have a great 2019, make it your worst year out of all the years, and happy Hanukkah.